All right, go ahead.
Hey Kathy, it's Creig Day. I've got your questions here. So, any idea on the number of volunteers? Through the first 6 days and the prep days, we've got about 3,200 volunteers, and they have provided about a little over 13,000 hours of volunteer service. Student turnout has been huge. Through the first 6 days of the project, we're up over 600 students and actually approaching the 700 mark. That's great momentum, and we have had students from pretty much every high school in the area. You can go all the public high schools, all the private high schools in the Rockford area, and it goes out to Stillman, it goes out to Durand, Pecatonica, North Boone, Belvedere, Belvedere North. I mean, all of the schools have been represented, and a lot of them have actually brought groups. Some of them have been cheer groups, some of them have been teams, but it hasn't just been individual students.
What about out of state?
Yeah, and we've had 2 groups come from out of state. One of them has been here this week with us, and they're from Ohio. It is a church group from Ohio. They've probably got about, I would say probably between 40 and 50 students with them. Been with us pretty much every day this week. And then last week, those are all high school kids. Last week we had a group of junior high kids that came in, and there were some high school kids with them too, now I think about it. So junior high and high school kids, and they came in from Minnesota. They were up in the Twin Cities area. So it has pulled a lot of students from there as well. What are the big ticket projects being done? I think probably the most significant thing is just for some sheer numbers. So far, I think we've run through about 700 gallons of paint as we painted the hallways and the classrooms. We ordered 30,000 tiles, ceiling tiles. And so we removed all of the existing tiles, are changing the ceiling grids from 4x2 tiles to 2x2 tiles because they last longer, they don't droop as bad, so they have a longer shelf life to them. But 30,000 of those. All of that grid has to be painted before you can put the new tiles in, and all the grid has to be changed. Other big project, the library is our biggest kind of drastic project because that thing will look nothing like or function nothing like it did before we got here. Because we're moving it from a book-centered environment to actually an electronic wireless information-centered environment. Still includes all the books, but the focus is going to be on the fact that libraries no longer have walls. You get on the internet and you can get to anywhere. You can get to libraries all over the world. So we're going to be working with the district to set the students up to kind of have a college experience in the library while they're still in high school. Let's see, volunteer efforts. Having everybody in one school has been huge for just the energy and the momentum. The number of groups that we've had come in has been significant. Both businesses, churches, we had the Rockford Convention and Visitors Bureau in here yesterday. We've had Butita Brothers, we've had church groups, and like I said, we've had a bunch of different teams from Jefferson's football team, Jefferson's basketball team, their girls volleyball team. All of their cheerleaders have been here. That's just to name a few. By having everybody here, there has definitely been a higher level of energy. Last night we had our single biggest shift in one place ever. We had 386 volunteers here last night. I mean, it was just a sea of red. We literally packed the commons area or the cafeteria area here, and then when we sent them out, they covered every inch of the school. So that has just been a lot of fun, having everybody in the same place. And our teams have gotten to watch each other work, because for years our teams worked separate, so they were working at the same time. They just never got to experience each other. They got to share stories, but they never got to work together, and that's happening this year. I think, you know, the magnitude of being able to focus on Jefferson is big because with Jefferson launching the career academies, we feel like all eyes in the community is going to be on Jefferson this coming year. And so we have the opportunity to create an environment that when they come in and they watch how education is being done, they get to see it in an environment that inspires them and inspires the students, inspires the teachers, and just, I think, raises the bar on the community with regards to what we can provide as a community as a base for education. So I think Jefferson is a perfect school for us to work in this year, and we are really excited to be able to help the district be able to advance one of the strategic objectives.